Everyone thinks that professional footballers are set for life, destined to bask in fame and fortune even after they hang up their boots. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The reality? Some of football's biggest legends, players once idolized by millions, ended up losing everything they had. From mansions and sports cars to their reputations and in some cases their freedom. How does someone go from earning millions on the pitch to sleeping in a rented room scraping together money just to survive? People assume these athletes must have made one bad decision or fallen into the wrong crowd, but that barely scratches the surface. From secret gambling addictions to betrayal by family and even crimes that would put most people away for life, their stories reveal the brutal truth. The same fame and fortune that catapulted these players to stardom also led them straight to rock bottom. And here's the shocking part. Nearly half of all Premier League players face bankruptcy after they retire. Why? Because the world they live in creates a perfect storm for disaster. Let's dive into these unbelievable stories of 51 football legends who went from glory to ruin. 1. Ronaldinho, the king who lost his crown. Ronaldinho was a magician on the field, his skills mesmerizing millions. But behind the bright lights of the stadium, his love for the nightlife was leading him into darkness. In the mid-2000s, Ronaldinho was the undisputed king of football. Playing for Barcelona, he became a global icon, famous for his electrifying goals, jaw-dropping skills, and infectious smile. Fans around the world adored him, and he earned millions in salary and endorsements. In 2005, he won the Ballon d'Or, confirming his status as the best player on the planet. But as Ronaldinho's star rose, so did his appetite for parties. Unlike other players who kept their personal lives private, Ronaldinho's love for nightlife was no secret. Friends say he spent nights at exclusive clubs surrounded by beautiful people and flowing champagne. While he dazzled on the pitch, his discipline began to slip and his commitment to training wavered. In 2000, Barcelona let him go, hoping a change of scenery at AC Milan would set him straight. But the move only fueled his partying habits. After leaving Europe in 2011, Ronaldinho's career declined rapidly. His financial troubles mounted as his income dried up and debts accumulated. By 2018, rumours spread that the once rich superstar was nearly broke, with creditors closing in. Then came his shocking arrest in 2020 when he attempted to enter Paraguay with a fake passport. The arrest made headlines worldwide, casting a long shadow over his legacy. Ronaldinho, once the world's most beloved player, had lost almost everything, except perhaps his smile. 2. Diego Maradona, the hand of God's dark shadow. Diego Maradona was worshipped as a god in Argentina, but his downfall was as legendary as his rise, shadowed by addiction, betrayal, and financial ruin. Maradona's name is synonymous with football greatness. In the 1980s, he was the heartbeat of Argentina's national team, carrying them to victory in the 1986 World Cup, with a mix of genius and controversy, most notably his infamous Hand of God goal. At Napoli, he was adored like a saint, helping the club win its first Italian league title and cementing his legacy. But even at his peak, Maradona's personal life was chaotic, marked by a growing reliance on drugs and constant media scrutiny. Maradona's addiction to cocaine began during his time at Barcelona and only intensified in Naples. By the early 90s, his lifestyle was catching up with him. His relationships frayed, he gained weight, and his performance suffered. In 1991, he was banned for cocaine use, marking the beginning of a long struggle with addiction and scandal. He became entangled in legal disputes and was constantly in the public eye for the wrong reasons. Maradona's financial troubles were as complex as his personal life. In 2009, Italian authorities revealed that he owed an astronomical $37 million in back taxes from his time at Napoli. His assets were seized, including Rolex watches and valuable jewellery, leaving Maradona perpetually in debt. Despite making millions over his career, Maradona died in 2020, with only a fraction of his former wealth haunted by the shadow of addiction and lost potential. His life remains a stark reminder of how even the brightest stars can burn out in tragic fashion. 3. Paul Gascoigne, England's troubled genius. Known for his antics on and off the field, Paul Gascoigne was as unpredictable as he was talented, but his battles with addiction would ultimately cost him everything.
Especially the drinking, I've cut down on I've been making sure I Cheers. I drink the right stuff.
In the 1990s, Paul Gascoigne, or Gazza as fans affectionately called him, was England's favourite footballer. Charismatic and unpredictable, he played with passion and skill, dazzling crowds with his creativity. He famously wept during the 1990 World Cup semi-final, endearing himself to fans as the emotional heart of the team. With his boyish charm and immense talent, he seemed destined for greatness. However, behind the charisma lay a deep struggle with alcohol and mental health issues. Gascoigne had been introduced to alcohol early in his career, and by the time he was in his prime, drinking had become a way to cope with the pressures of fame. Injuries only added to his struggles, making it difficult for him to stay on the pitch.
Space, Gascoigne coming across. Oh, that's a dreadful challenge!
His drinking escalated, leading to several high-profile incidents and arrests. After retirement, Gascoigne's life spiraled further out of control. He was in and out of rehab, and his antics became tabloid fodder. One of his most infamous moments came in 2010 when he appeared at a police standoff claiming to be the gunman's friend and bringing chicken beer and fishing rods as a peace offering. Financially, he was nearly bankrupt by the end of his career, spending money on a lifestyle that couldn't be sustained. Despite multiple attempts at recovery, Gazza's story remains a tragic tale of talent overshadowed by addiction. 4. Eric Djemba from United to bankruptcy, signed as the next big thing at Manchester United. Eric Djemba quickly went from riches to rags thanks to unchecked spending and poor financial planning. Djemba was once touted as the successor to Roy Keane, joining Manchester United with high expectations. Although he didn't reach the level fans hoped, he still made his mark in the Premier League and earned a significant salary. He was young, talented, and seemed set for life. But Djemba's life off the pitch was a different story. Unfamiliar with financial management, he quickly spent his earnings on an excessive lifestyle. He famously owned 10 cars and kept dozens of bank accounts, living far beyond his means. Within years of leaving Manchester United, Djemba was declared bankrupt. He spent the rest of his career bouncing between lower leagues and obscure clubs just to survive, eventually fading from the public eye. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked spending, showing how even the wealthiest athletes can find themselves struggling if they're not careful. 5. Emmanuel Eboué trusted the wrong people. Emmanuel Eboué was known for his humour on the field, but behind the laughter was a devastating story of betrayal that would leave him with nothing. Eboué was beloved during his time at Arsenal, known for his positive energy and strong performances. His personality made him a fan favourite, and he earned well during his career, allowing him to live comfortably with his family. Eboué's downfall began when he trusted his finances to his wife, believing she would manage them responsibly. However, when the two divorced, he realised she had control over nearly all of his assets. The divorce left him without his savings, his home, and even his children. Eboué's life quickly unravelled. He was forced to live with friends, avoiding authorities, and spoke openly about how he contemplated suicide. His story is one of betrayal and loss, showing the devastating impact that misplaced trust can have on a player's life. 6. Keith Gillespie gambled it all away. From the top tiers of English football to financial ruin, Keith Gillespie's story shows how a gambling addiction can unravel a promising career. Gillespie began his career at Manchester United before moving to Newcastle United, where he thrived as a winger. Known for his speed and skill, he became a key player and was highly regarded. Despite his successes, Gillespie struggled to manage his money responsibly. Early in his career, Gillespie was introduced to gambling, and it quickly became an addiction. He would often spend his matchday earnings on betting, convinced that his wins could make him even wealthier. But as his losses mounted, so did his desperation to recover financially. By the time Gillespie retired, he had lost over £7 million to gambling. Declared bankrupt in 2010, he wrote a book titled How Not to Be a Football Millionaire as a warning to young players. His financial ruin stands as a painful example of how addiction can dismantle even the most successful careers. 7. David James, the goalkeeper's costly divorce. David James was England's #1 goalkeeper, but a messy divorce would leave him nearly penniless. David James, with over 800 appearances for clubs like Liverpool, Aston Villa and Manchester City, was a formidable presence in goal. Known for his agility and consistency, he was a fan favourite and earned millions throughout his career, even securing endorsement deals with brands like Armani. In 2000, James went through a high-profile divorce that cost him a significant portion of his wealth. The financial strain only worsened as debts began to accumulate. By 2014, James was declared bankrupt and forced to sell his possessions, including signed jerseys and valuable memorabilia, just to cover his debts. Despite a decorated career, his financial troubles eclipsed his achievements, a stark reminder of how personal life challenges can derail even the most successful players. 8. Paul Merson. Addiction on all fronts. Paul Merson had it all: talent, fame, and fortune.
Well, it's stepping. Oh, Paul Merson has pulled a rabbit out of the hat.
But addiction would ultimately cost him everything. Merson made his name at Arsenal, where he was a key figure in the late 1980s and early 90s, celebrated for his creativity on the field. He played for the English national team and won several titles, earning millions over his career. Behind the scenes, however, Merson struggled with multiple addictions: alcohol, drugs, and gambling. At the height of his career, he reportedly lost nearly £7 million to gambling alone. His struggle to control his habits affected not only his career, but also his personal life. Merson eventually sought help and has been open about his battles, but the financial damage was done. Although he now works as a pundit, he continues to warn young players about the dangers of addiction. His story is one of both redemption and a hard lesson in managing personal demons. 9. Wilson Aruma, the scam that broke him. Betrayed by someone he trusted, Wilson Aruma lost everything to a scam that left him devastated. Aruma was a talented Nigerian midfielder who won the Olympic gold medal in 1996 alongside other Nigerian legends. He played professionally in France, building a respectable career and amassing significant wealth. Aruma met a pastor who convinced him to invest in an oil deal that seemed too good to pass up. Believing it would secure his financial future, Aruma invested his life savings in the scheme. The deal turned out to be a scam, and Aruma lost everything. The betrayal affected his mental health severely, leaving him in a state of depression and financial ruin. His tragic story highlights the risk of placing trust in the wrong people. 10. Lee Hendrie, the player, haunted by bad investments. Aston Villa's beloved midfielder, Lee Hendrie, went from hero to financial hardship due to risky investments and personal struggles. Hendrie was a loyal and hard-working midfielder for Aston Villa.
Vassell, Hendrie takes over! What a goal, Lee Hendrie!
Where he spent 14 years becoming a club legend. He enjoyed a comfortable lifestyle and earned well, allowing him to invest in property and other ventures. Unfortunately, many of his investments turned sour, especially during the financial crash of 2008. A messy divorce further strained his finances, leading to escalating debts and increasing pressure. Declared bankrupt. In 2012, Hendrie struggled with depression and attempted suicide twice. He now speaks openly about his mental health, using his experiences to educate others on the pitfalls of poor financial decisions and the importance of mental health. 11. Asamoah Gyan. From riches to pennies. Asamoah Gyan earned over £200,000 a week in China, yet he later claimed he had only £180 in his bank account. Gyan, Ghana's star forward, was a prolific scorer known for his speed and strength. After a successful stint in the Premier League, he moved to the Chinese Super League, where he earned a jaw-dropping salary. Gyan's extravagant lifestyle, filled with luxury cars and lavish spending, caught up with him. Despite his enormous earnings, he had little savings or investments for his future. By the time he retired, Gyan's wealth had dwindled to nearly nothing. He confessed to his financial troubles, publicly providing a shocking example of how even the highest salaries can be squandered with poor money management. 12. Adriano, Brazil's emperor, who fell from grace. Once hailed as the next big thing for Brazil, Adriano's career and wealth were crushed by personal tragedy. Known as the Emperor, Adriano was a powerful forward who seemed destined to follow in the footsteps of Brazil's greatest strikers. His incredible shot power and agility made him a fan favourite at Inter Milan and a key player for Brazil. Adriano's life changed dramatically after the sudden death of his father, who had been a stabilizing force in his life. The loss hit him hard, and he turned to alcohol to cope with the pain. Adriano's drinking problems and lack of discipline led to a rapid decline in his career. After leaving Europe, he returned to Brazil, where his struggles continued, leaving him without a stable income. His story is a tragic example of how personal grief can derail even the most promising careers. 13. Dani Alves. From glory to prison. Dani Alves, once the most decorated player in football history, found himself on the wrong side of the law in a shocking fall from grace. Alves was celebrated worldwide for his talent and versatility. With stints at Barcelona, Juventus, and PSG, he won countless trophies and was revered as one of the best right-backs of his generation. Despite his success on the field, Alves found himself involved in a criminal case that would damage his reputation irreparably. Accused of a serious crime, his life and career took a dark turn. In 2023, Alves was sentenced to prison, marking the end of his once brilliant career. The downfall of one of football's most decorated players serves as a stark reminder of how even the brightest stars can fall. 14. Quincy Promes. The footballer who wanted to be a mob boss. Quincy Promes was once known for his skill on the pitch, but he became infamous for his criminal ties and violent actions. Promes built a successful career in Russia and the Netherlands, playing for clubs like Spartak Moscow and Ajax. He was known for his goal-scoring prowess and flair on the field. Promes' life took a sinister turn when he became involved with organised crime, reportedly aiding in drug trafficking and violent assaults. Promes was sentenced to 18 months in prison for stabbing his cousin and later faced an additional 6-year sentence for drug trafficking. His criminal involvement destroyed his career and reputation, leaving fans stunned by his transformation from footballer to felon. 15. Garrincha, Brazil's first football tragedy. Garrincha was one of Brazil's most beloved players, but addiction and health issues would lead to his untimely death. Known for his dazzling dribbling skills, Garrincha helped Brazil win 2 World Cups and was considered one of the greatest players of all time. He was beloved by fans for his joyful style and resilience on the pitch. However, Garrincha struggled with alcoholism from a young age, a problem that only worsened after his retirement. His personal life became increasingly chaotic, and his health declined. Garrincha died at 49 from cirrhosis of the liver, a victim of his addiction. Despite his legendary status, he spent his final years in poverty, relying on handouts to survive. His story remains a haunting reminder of how even the brightest talents can be consumed by personal demons. 16. Asamoah Gyan, a flashy lifestyle that caught up. Known for his flashy Rolls-Royce and lavish spending, Asamoah Gyan went from one of Africa's highest paid players to nearly broke. Asamoah Gyan made headlines not only for his talent as a forward, but also for his charismatic personality. He was the star of Ghana's national team, leading them in 3 World Cups and becoming the country's all-time leading scorer. After a successful run in the Premier League, he moved to the Chinese Super League, where he earned a staggering £227,000 a week. Despite his massive earnings, Gyan's lifestyle choices made it difficult for him to save. Known for his extravagant spending, he bought luxury cars including a golden Rolls-Royce and hosted lavish parties. His wealth was managed poorly, and he lacked investments to sustain his lifestyle after retirement. By 2018, Gyan admitted publicly that he had only £180 left in his bank account. He struggled to support his family and found himself under intense scrutiny in the media. Gyan's story underscores how even the most lucrative contracts can lead to ruin without proper financial management. 17. Eden Hazard, the injury-prone superstar. Eden Hazard, once hailed as Real Madrid's next big star, saw his dream shattered due to poor fitness and injuries. Hazard was a sensation at Chelsea, where he won 2 Premier League titles and became one of the best players in the league. In 2019, he signed a record-breaking transfer to Real Madrid for €100 million, marking a new chapter as Madrid's star forward. Hazard's arrival at Madrid was met with high expectations, but he showed up overweight and struggled to regain his form. Injuries plagued his time at Madrid, limiting his appearances and disappointing fans and management alike. After 4 years at Madrid, Hazard scored just 4 league goals, a shadow of his former self. Although not financially ruined, his reputation took a severe hit, and he left the club as one of the biggest disappointments in Madrid's recent history. Hazard's story serves as a cautionary tale of how poor fitness and injuries can derail even the most promising careers. 18. Royston Drenthe, the footballer who tried to rap. Royston Drenthe went from Real Madrid's young talent to trying a failed career in rap, losing millions in the process. Drenthe joined Real Madrid in 2007 with high hopes praised for his versatility as a midfielder and left-back. His talent and potential made him a fan favourite, and his youthful energy brought a new dynamic to the team. Drenthe's career at Madrid was inconsistent, and he was loaned out to other clubs. Struggling with discipline, he eventually left Madrid and made an unexpected decision to pursue a career in rap under the name Roya 2 Faces. His rap career flopped, and with little success on the football pitch, he was declared bankrupt in 2020 after losing over €3 million. Drenthe's attempt to find fame in the music world ended in financial ruin, illustrating the risks athletes face when they gamble on new ventures without a solid plan. 19. Garrincha, the tragic life of Brazil's first star. Garrincha was a beloved figure in Brazilian football, but his personal demons and tragic lifestyle led him to an early grave. Garrincha, often called the joy of the people, was known for his incredible dribbling and joyful style on the field. He won 2 World Cups with Brazil and was seen as the perfect complement to Pelé, dazzling fans with his skill and charm. Despite his fame, Garrincha struggled with alcohol from a young age. His personal life was tumultuous and his relationships were filled with scandal. His drinking grew worse after retirement, and he fell into a downward spiral of health problems and poverty. Garrincha died at just 49 years old due to complications from cirrhosis. By the end of his life, he was destitute, relying on donations from friends. His story is a haunting reminder of the dangers of addiction and the pressures that fame can bring. 20. Wesley Sneijder. Wealth squandered. Wesley Sneijder was once at the top of European football, but a life of excess led to a surprising financial downfall. Sneijder was a midfield maestro, famous for his vision passing and set-piece skills. He played for some of the biggest clubs in Europe, including Inter Milan, where he helped win the Champions League in 2010 and represented the Netherlands in multiple World Cups. Despite his earnings, Sneijder developed a habit of spending on luxuries, including cars, houses, and nights out. As his career wound down, his spending habits didn't slow, and he found himself struggling to manage his finances. Sneijder admitted in recent years that his fortune had dwindled due to poor money management. He has since made efforts to rebuild, but his story serves as a reminder of how unchecked spending can empty even the most impressive bank accounts. 21. Hidetoshi Nakata, the global star who walked away. Known as Japan's football icon, Hidetoshi Nakata shocked the world by walking away from football and wealth. Nakata was one of Asia's most successful football exports, playing for clubs like AS Roma and Parma. Known for his skill style and global appeal, Nakata was a pioneer who broke barriers for Asian players in Europe. After the 2006 World Cup, Nakata made the surprising decision to retire at the age of 29. He cited a desire to explore life outside of football, leaving behind fame and financial success. Nakata's departure left fans and analysts bewildered. Although he didn't fall into financial ruin, his choice to turn away from millions in potential earnings marked one of the sport's most surprising exits. Today, he lives a simple life, focused on Japanese art and culture, having willingly left behind the wealth and fame of football. 22. George Best, a legend's tragic end. George Best was the first true football superstar, but fame and fortune couldn't save him from a tragic end. Best was a football icon in the 1960s and 70s, known for his skill looks and charm. Playing for Manchester United, he helped them win the European Cup in 1968 and became a global sensation, one of football's first celebrities. Best's battles with alcohol became widely known. He would often party and drink excessively to the point where his behaviour affected his career. Despite numerous comeback attempts, his lifestyle continued to interfere with his success on the pitch. Best's alcoholism took a toll on his health, and he passed away at the age of 59. By the time of his death, his financial situation was bleak, and his legacy was overshadowed by his personal struggles. Best's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the price of fame and the toll of addiction. 23. Nee Lamptey. betrayed by his closest circle. Once hailed as the next Pelé, Ni Lamptey's career was derailed by betrayal and tragedy. Ni Lamptey was a Ghanaian football prodigy dubbed the next Pelé as a teenager. He played in Europe and was celebrated for his potential with clubs like PSV Eindhoven and Aston Villa showing interest. Lamptey faced extreme hardship when his wife and business associates betrayed him. His marriage crumbled and he lost custody of his children. Even worse, he later discovered that his children were not biologically his. A shocking revelation that left him devastated. Emotionally shattered, Lamptey struggled to continue his career. Financial mismanagement by those he trusted only compounded his troubles. Today he works in Ghana, living far from the wealth and fame he once tasted. His story highlights the impact of personal betrayal and the sacrifices players make for those they love. 24. Ricardo Quaresma. The talent that never reached its potential. Known for his flair and technique, Ricardo Quaresma's career was plagued by inconsistency and poor choices. Quaresma was a Portuguese sensation known for his trivela technique and skillful play. He played for top clubs, including Porto, Barcelona, and Inter Milan, and was seen as a potential star for Portugal alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. Despite his talent, Quaresma's attitude and inconsistency limited his potential. He clashed with coaches and failed to make an impact at clubs where he could have thrived. Quaresma's career never reached the heights expected of him, and he ended up playing for smaller clubs in his later years. Although financially stable, his story is one of unfulfilled promises, showing how attitude and discipline are as important as skill. 25. Robinho. A career marred by legal troubles. Robinho was once the next big thing in Brazilian football, but his career would be marred by off-field controversies and legal battles. Robinho's career started with a bang at Santos, and he was hailed as the next Pelé. His dribbling skills and creativity earned him a move to Real Madrid and later to Manchester City. He was part of Brazil's national team, celebrated for his flair and style. Despite his talent, Robinho struggled with discipline and consistency on the field. His career took a darker turn when he was accused of serious crimes, which led to lengthy legal battles in Italy. In 2020, Robinho was sentenced in absentia to 9 years in prison by an Italian court for sexual assault, tarnishing his legacy and casting a long shadow over his career. Once a beloved footballer, Robinho's reputation is now irrevocably damaged, showing how legal issues can overshadow even the most promising careers. As you can see, fame and fortune in football can disappear in an instant, with stories more shocking still to come. If you're enjoying these deep dives into the highs and lows of the beautiful game, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We bring you the most captivating stories in football history, from legendary rises to unexpected downfalls. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and let's keep going. 26. Jean-Alain Boumsong. The player with questionable transfers. Known for his high-profile transfer moves, Jean-Alain Boumsong's career became synonymous with controversy and financial missteps. Boumsong, a French international, was a talented defender who played for clubs like Auxerre Rangers and Newcastle. He became a notable player due to his surprise £8 million transfer from Rangers to Newcastle. Despite his skills, Boumsong's career was shadowed by questionable transfers, particularly his move to Juventus, which was scrutinized for financial irregularities. His reputation took a hit due to his involvement in these murky deals. Although Boumsong avoided financial ruin, his career became a cautionary tale about the risks of questionable transfers and mismanagement. His story serves as a reminder of how controversies can stain an otherwise solid career. 27. Claudio Caniggia, the star consumed by addiction. Known as the son of the wind for his incredible speed, Claudio Caniggia's career was as turbulent as his personal life. Caniggia was one of Argentina's beloved players, known for his partnership with Diego Maradona and his key role in the 1990 World Cup. His speed and skill made him a national hero and earned him a lucrative career in Europe. Caniggia's life off the field was troubled by drug use. His relationship with Maradona, a figure who also struggled with addiction, only worsened his issues. Drug use and erratic behavior led to suspensions and a decline in his performance. By the end of his career, Caniggia had lost most of his earnings. Although he avoided complete financial ruin, his legacy was deeply affected by his struggles with addiction, illustrating the high cost of personal demons in the world of football. 28. Faustino Asprilla, the party anima. Known for his wild lifestyle and love of parties, Faustino Asprilla's career was as colourful as his personality. Asprilla was a Colombian striker with a unique flair. Playing for clubs like Parma and Newcastle United, he was known for his technical ability and unpredictability on the field. He became a cult hero for his exciting style of play. Asprilla's party lifestyle was no secret, and he became known as much for his antics off the field as for his performances on it. His nightlife choices and lack of discipline hindered his career, causing friction with managers and clubs. Although he retained some financial stability, Asprilla's career was cut short and he struggled with debt after retiring. His story is a cautionary tale about the impact of a reckless lifestyle on professional success. 29. Mauro Icardi, talent overshadowed by drama. Known for his scoring ability and controversial personal life, Mauro Icardi's career has been defined by drama both on and off the field. Icardi became a star at Inter Milan, where he was the club's top scorer and captain. His sharp finishing made him one of Serie A's most feared strikers, and he became a household name in Italian football. Despite his talent, Icardi's relationship with his wife and agent Wanda Nara brought continuous drama to his career. The controversies surrounding his personal life created tension with teammates and management. Although Icardi has not faced financial ruin, his career took a hit as he struggled to find stability. He moved to PSG, but hasn't regained the prominence he had at Inter. His story highlights the challenges players face when personal life and career collide. 30. Ricardo Fuller, career disrupted by financial missteps. Ricardo Fuller was known for his flair on the pitch, but financial issues disrupted his career and left him struggling. Fuller, a Jamaican striker, played for multiple clubs in England, including Stoke City, where he became a fan favourite for his powerful playing style and goal-scoring ability. Fuller's career was marked by inconsistency, and he struggled to manage his finances effectively. Despite earning a good income, he didn't save or invest, and he frequently changed clubs, which affected his stability. Fuller faced financial troubles post-retirement, illustrating how a lack of financial planning can haunt players. Although not entirely destitute, he faced challenges that affected his lifestyle and comfort after leaving the game. 31. Mario Balotelli, the talent with a reputation for trouble. Mario Balotelli is known for his talent, but even more so for his erratic behaviour and inability to find consistency. Balotelli started his career with immense promise, playing for Inter Milan and Manchester City. He won titles and was celebrated for his unique skill and powerful shots. Despite his talent, Balotelli often found himself in trouble. Balotelli's career was marked by incidents and controversies, from setting off fireworks in his home to confrontations with teammates and coaches. His reputation as a troublemaker affected his chances at stability. Although financially stable, Balotelli's career has been less successful than anticipated. Despite multiple comeback attempts, he never reached his potential. His story shows that sometimes attitude and behaviour can overshadow rain. 32. Adriano Leite Ribeiro, the emperor who couldn't cope with tragedy. Adriano was once Brazil's next big thing, but personal tragedy led him down a dark path of self-destruction. Known as the Emperor, Adriano was a powerful striker whose shot and physique made him a fan favourite at Inter Milan and with the Brazilian national team. He seemed destined to become one of Brazil's greatest forwards. The turning point in Adriano's life came with the death of his father, which sent him into a deep depression. He began to withdraw from the sport and turned to alcohol as a way to cope. Adriano's lifestyle choices soon affected his form, and he returned to Brazil unable to find stability. He struggled financially and emotionally, unable to fulfill the potential he once had. His story is a tragic example of how grief can derail even the most promising careers. 33. Andres D'Alessandro, the star who never quite shone in Europe. Andres D'Alessandro was expected to be a global superstar, but a series of moves and inconsistencies held him back. D'Alessandro was a talented Argentine playmaker known for his skill and vision. He was compared to other great South American players and was expected to dominate European football when he joined clubs like Wolfsburg and Portsmouth. Despite his talent, D'Alessandro struggled to adapt to European football. He frequently moved between clubs, unable to find the stability he needed to shine on the big stage. Although financially secure, D'Alessandro's career remains a tale of unfulfilled potential. He returned to South America, where he found success, but his time in Europe left fans wondering what could have been. 34. Abel Xavier. From football to bankruptcy. Known for his colourful hair and flamboyant style, Abel Xavier's financial decisions led to a surprising downfall. Abel Xavier played for multiple top European clubs, including Liverpool and Roma. Known for his style and on-field presence, he was a consistent figure in Portuguese football and earned well during his career. Xavier's financial troubles began with poor investments, including ventures in fashion and nightlife. His expenses far outpaced his earnings, and he struggled to manage his finances effectively. Eventually, Xavier was declared bankrupt. After an attempt at coaching, he faced financial struggles that affected his quality of life. His story is one of how poor investments can lead to ruin, even for the most flamboyant personalities. 35. Paul Pogba, the price of family betrayal and scandal. Paul Pogba's career took a shocking turn when his own brother tried to blackmail him, leading to scandal and a career in jeopardy. Pogba was one of the most expensive players in football history, returning to Manchester United for a record-breaking fee. Known for his athleticism and skill, he quickly became a high-profile figure both on and off the field. Pogba's troubles began with a series of injuries and controversies, but his life was upturned when his brother attempted to extort him for millions, revealing shocking allegations about Pogba's personal life. Pogba's career is currently in limbo, with legal battles and doping allegations that could end his time in top-level football. His story highlights how family betrayal and scandal can jeopardize even the most successful careers. 36. Wesley Sneijder, the maestro who spent it all. Wesley Sneijder was one of the world's best midfielders, but a life of indulgence saw him spend his fortune faster than he could earn it. Sneijder was a pivotal player for the Netherlands, celebrated for his passing vision and set-piece prowess. He played for top clubs, including Inter Milan, Real Madrid, and Galatasaray, winning multiple titles and almost leading his country to World Cup victory in 2010. Despite his stellar career, Sneijder was known for his love of luxury and a high-end lifestyle. He purchased expensive properties, cars, and splurged on extravagant parties. As he neared the end of his career, his lavish spending habits continued unchecked. After retirement, Sneijder admitted that he had squandered much of his wealth due to poor financial management and indulgence. Although he managed to retain some stability, his financial troubles cast a shadow over his legacy. Sneijder's story is a lesson on how unchecked spending can quickly drain even the largest fortunes. 37. Carlos Roa, the goalkeeper who gave it all up. Carlos Roa was a celebrated goalkeeper, but he shocked the world by walking away from football at the height of his career. Roa was the Argentine national team's hero during the 1998 World Cup, especially remembered for his penalty saves against England. He was celebrated for his agility and skill, becoming one of Argentina's top goalkeepers. In a surprising turn, Roa announced he was quitting football in 1999 due to his religious beliefs, which led him to believe that the end of the world was near. Despite being offered contracts with European clubs, Roa chose to leave the sport entirely. When he eventually returned to football, he struggled to regain his form and missed his chance at big contracts. Financially, Roa's decision to leave the game affected his savings and career trajectory, highlighting the impact personal beliefs can have on professional success. 38. Ezekiel Lavezzi. Big money, big losses. Ezekiel Lavezzi earned a fortune playing in China, but questionable investments and reckless spending took a toll on his wealth. Known for his flair and energy, Lavezzi was a fan favourite at PSG and Napoli before he moved to the Chinese Super League, where he became one of the highest paid players in the world, earning millions annually. Despite his substantial earnings, Lavezzi's penchant for a luxurious lifestyle and questionable investment choices, including ventures in nightclubs and real estate, began to eat into his wealth. By the time he retired, Lavezzi had lost a large portion of his fortune. Although not bankrupt, his lifestyle took a significant toll on his finances, showing how even high salaries can vanish with poor financial decisions. 39. Ronald Koeman, burdened by debt. Ronald Koeman, once a celebrated defender and coach, found himself drowning in debt due to a combination of risky investments and financial mismanagement. Koeman was a legendary Dutch defender known for his powerful shot and tactical intelligence, playing for clubs like Barcelona and PSV Eindhoven. He later became a respected manager in European football, leading clubs like Everton and Barcelona. Koeman's financial troubles began when he invested in real estate and other business ventures that didn't go as planned. Despite his successful playing and coaching career, his financial planning was inadequate and debts started piling up. Although Koeman avoided bankruptcy, his financial troubles became public knowledge, impacting his reputation. His story serves as a reminder that financial planning is essential, even for those with high-paying jobs. 40. Jermaine Pennant. From bright talent to bankruptcy, Jermaine Pennant was a talented English winger, but reckless spending and poor choices saw him declared bankrupt after earning millions. Pennant was a talented player who represented clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Stoke City. Known for his pace and crossing ability, he was one of England's promising talents. Despite his potential, Pennant's career was overshadowed by legal troubles, a lavish lifestyle, and poor financial decisions. His spending on luxury cars, nights out, and properties quickly drained his bank account. Pennant was declared bankrupt in 2018, despite earning millions during his career. His story reflects the dangers of unchecked spending and the importance of financial management for young players. 41. David Bentley. Quit football for the simple life. David Bentley shocked the football world when he retired in his prime, leaving behind fame and fortune for a simpler life. Bentley was a skillful winger who played for Blackburn, Tottenham, and the English national team. He was known for his accurate crosses and impressive goals, and was often compared to David Beckham. Bentley grew increasingly disillusioned with the lifestyle of a professional footballer. He became critical of the pressures and lack of fulfillment he felt, ultimately deciding to step away from the sport in 2014. Although Bentley didn't face financial ruin, he gave up a lucrative career that could have secured his future. He now runs a restaurant in Spain, living a low-key life that contrasts sharply with his former fame. Bentley's story is a rare example of a player willingly leaving football for peace of mind. 42. Antonio Cassano. Talent wasted by attitude. Antonio Cassano was once hailed as one of Italy's most talented forwards, but his fiery temperament limited his potential and cost him millions. Cassano was an Italian sensation, known for his skill and flair. Playing for clubs like Roma, Real Madrid, and AC Milan, he was expected to become a global star. Cassano's career was overshadowed by his unpredictable attitude and clashes with coaches. He often made headlines for his disruptive behavior, which led to several transfers and missed opportunities. Although financially secure, Cassano's career never reached the heights it could have. He later admitted that his attitude cost him millions in missed contracts and bonuses. Cassano's story is a cautionary tale of how ego and attitude can derail even the most promising careers. 43. Ivan Zamorano. The Chilean legend's financial struggles. Ivan Zamorano was Chile's beloved forward, but financial mismanagement and debt cast a shadow over his retirement. Zamorano enjoyed a successful career in Europe, playing for Real Madrid and Inter Milan. Known for his goal-scoring ability, he became a national hero in Chile. Despite his success, Zamorano struggled with financial planning and made poor investments that drained his savings. He often invested in projects without due diligence, leading to significant losses. Post-retirement, Zamorano faced mounting debts that forced him to restructure his finances. Although he avoided bankruptcy, his financial troubles affected his lifestyle, a reminder of the need for careful financial planning. 44. Ravel Morrison. The talent that never was. Ravel Morrison was seen as one of England's brightest talents.
Now Morrison. All straight at the heart of the Lithuanian defence here. Morrison all the way! Oh, it's a fabulous individual goal.
But a series of poor choices kept him from ever reaching his potential. Morrison rose through Manchester United's youth ranks and was hailed by Sir Alex Ferguson as one of the most naturally gifted players he'd ever seen. Despite his talent, Morrison's off-field behaviour became a constant issue. He clashed with managers, struggled with discipline, and often found himself in legal trouble. Morrison's career became a story of missed opportunities, with multiple transfers across leagues and countries. Financially, he never achieved the wealth he was once predicted to earn. His story is a stark example of how discipline and professionalism are crucial for success in football. 45. Freddie Adu. The next Pelé. That wasn't. Touted as the next Pelé, Freddie Adu's career never lived up to the hype, leaving him searching for stability across the globe. Adu was a teenage sensation in the US, making his professional debut at just 14 and quickly being compared to Pelé. He signed high-profile endorsement deals, and the expectations for his career were sky high. Despite the hype, Adu struggled to adapt to professional football's demands. A series of poor performances and frequent transfers hindered his development. Adu spent years moving between clubs and countries, unable to establish himself. Financially, he missed out on the wealth many predicted, and he struggled to maintain a stable career. Adu's story is a cautionary tale of how early fame doesn't always lead to lasting success. 46. John Viafara. From Premier League to prison. John Viafara went from Premier League fame to prison, involved in one of the most shocking cases of a footballer's downfall. Viafara was a talented midfielder who played for Southampton and represented Colombia internationally. Known for his physicality and skill, he enjoyed a solid career in football. After retirement, Viafara became involved in drug trafficking, reportedly working with a notorious cartel. His role in smuggling cocaine from Colombia to the US shocked fans and tarnished his reputation. Viafara was arrested and sentenced to 11 years in prison, marking one of football's most extreme downfalls. His story is a stark reminder of how life after football can lead players down dangerous paths if they lack direction and support. 47. Jean-Marc Bosman, the man who changed football, but at a cost. Jean-Marc Bosman's legal battle gave players freedom, but it cost him his career, his wealth, and nearly his sanity. Bosman was a Belgian footballer who fought a legal case in the 1990s, challenging transfer restrictions in European football. His case led to the famous Bosman ruling, allowing players to move freely between clubs at the end of their contracts. While Bosman's victory revolutionized the sport, it ended his career. He became blacklisted by clubs and struggled to find a new team. Bosman faced financial ruin and spent years in poverty, forgotten by the industry he helped change. His story is a tragic example of how fighting for change can come with great personal sacrifice. 48. Gabriel Batistuta, the legend in agony. Gabriel Batistuta, one of Argentina's most prolific strikers, faced an unimaginable battle with pain and regret after retirement. Known as Batigol, Batistuta was a powerful and lethal striker, scoring hundreds of goals for Fiorentina, Roma and Argentina. Revered by fans worldwide, he was Argentina's all-time leading scorer for years. Despite his achievements, Batistuta's style of play came at a personal cost. He frequently played through injuries, leading to severe joint and bone issues. After retirement, he found himself in constant pain, struggling to walk or stand without discomfort. Batistuta's agony became so intense that he once requested his doctors to amputate his legs. Although financially stable, his story is a tragic reminder of the physical toll football can take on even the greatest players. He continues to manage his pain through treatments, but his life post-football has been marked by physical suffering rather than comfort. 49. Mark Bosnich. From Manchester United to addiction and scandal. Mark Bosnich was once a promising goalkeeper, but addiction and scandal turned his career into one of football's darkest cautionary tales. Bosnich was an Australian goalkeeper who made his mark in the Premier League, playing for Aston Villa and later for Manchester United and Chelsea. Known for his athleticism, he had a promising career ahead of him. Bosnich's career took a drastic turn when he began using cocaine. His addiction spiraled out of control, affecting his performance on the field and leading to issues with his clubs and teammates. In 2002, Bosnich was released by Chelsea after testing positive for cocaine, ending his career in disgrace. He spent years struggling with addiction, eventually overcoming it and working as a football analyst. His story is a powerful example of how substance abuse can derail a once bright career. 50. Lee Sharp, the Manchester United star who partied away his career. Lee Sharp had all the makings of a Manchester United legend, but a love for the nightlife led him down a path of unfulfilled potential. Sharp was a talented winger who joined Manchester United as a teenager. Known for his pace and flair, he quickly became a fan favourite and played a key role in United's early success under Sir Alex Ferguson. Sharp's love for the party scene in Manchester became his downfall. He clashed with Ferguson, who disapproved of his lifestyle, and began losing his place in the team to rising stars like Ryan Giggs. By the time he left United, Sharp's reputation as a party boy had limited his career prospects. He bounced between clubs before retiring with far less success than initially anticipated. Although he avoided financial ruin, his career remains story of unfulfilled potential due to lifestyle choices. 51. Michael Johnson. A career ended by mental health struggles. Michael Johnson was a bright prospect for Manchester City, but mental health struggles would tragically end his career before it had truly begun. Johnson was a talented young midfielder for Manchester City, often compared to some of England's best players. His technique and intelligence on the field made him one of the most promising talents of his generation. Despite his potential, Johnson struggled with severe mental health issues that affected his ability to play. Persistent injuries compounded his struggles, leading to a lack of confidence and isolation from the team. By 2012, Johnson's career was over, and he was officially released by Manchester City. He later spoke publicly about his mental health battles, shedding light on the unseen struggles many players face. Johnson's story highlights the importance of mental health support in football and the tragic impact of untreated mental health issues on promising careers. As we've seen, the world of professional football is filled with fame, fortune, and admiration, but for some it can be as fleeting as a single missed penalty or a reckless decision. From Ronaldinho to Hazard, these players had it all, only to lose everything due to addiction, poor decision, and tragic misfortune. Let us know in the comments which of these stories shocked you the most. And if you're interested in more in-depth stories about football's biggest legends, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll bring you all the highs and lows of the beautiful game.